introduction of life cycle costing, which is SCC. So what is life cycle costing? It is a method used in accounting and project management. It includes assessing total cost of ownership of a system, project, or product over the course of its life. So what is the benefit of this cycle costing? So first thing first, this costing enables organizations to make a better decision making. They can decide more effectively whether to buy or maintain an asset by considering the whole life cycle of the asset. So second risk is risk management. By identifying potential risks related to an asset over its life cycle costing assists organizations in managing risks. So this helps the business to prepare for potential hazard and take action to reduce them before they materialize. The third one is sustainability. By considering the environmental impact of the assets, LCC aids organizations in developing sustainable plans to assess how the choices affect the environment and take activities that have a positive influence on the environment. So next, I will tell you about TCO, which is total cost of ownership, the idea of life costing. So this cost covers all expenses related to a site from the time it is first purchased and installed through the time it is used, maintained, repaired, disposed of, and even expenses related to its environmental impact. So why is it important? Because this TCO enables organizations to discover possible hazard and growth possibilities as well as the most affordable and long-lasting resource management solutions. Second, it can be more effective to decide the long-term costs and advantages of acquiring an asset by researching its total cost of ownership. So in general, SCC has been used internationally and also in Malaysia in sector energy, transportation, and construction. So Malaysian government has made it mandatory for all public-private partnership (PPP) projects in construction sector to complete a life cycle costing study. So this analysis helps to ensure that the most affordable and long-lasting solutions are selected. For international countries such as the United States federal government has made LCC a regular practice for many projects, and the European Union mandates LCC analysis for public procurement procedures. So this shows us that organizations around the world are adopting LCC principles more frequently as they look to reduce costs and increase the sustainability of their operation. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Next, I will talk about the objective of our study. When looking at the life cycle costing, we want to investigate how essential life cycle costing is in real life and what industries primarily employ a life cycle costing in their production. Second, we want to assist organizations in determining the most environmentally friendly solution for procurement, operation, and disposal. Based on our study, we want to help organizations in making decisions for their projects and lastly, to improve the usefulness of life cycle costing in any industries through the benefit of the life cycle costing.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We will continue the concept of the life cycle costing. The concept of the life cycle costing (LCC) is a methodology used to assess the total cost associated with acquiring, using, and disposing of a product or a system throughout its entire lifespan. It emerged in the 1960s and gained prominence in the 1970s as a response to the need for more comprehensive cost evaluation beyond the initial purchase price. LCC takes into account expenses related to design, production use, maintenance, and end-of-life disposal. Recently, there has been a growing focus of integrating carbon credits into LCC to promote economic sustainability within organizations. In addition, emphasize the importance of considering environmental impact and highlights LCC role in supporting sustainable practices. By employing LCC, decision makers can compare different alternatives and evaluate them based on their total life cycle costs, enabling informed decisions that consider the entire lifespan of product or system. LCC has evolved to address broader concerns beyond financial consideration. It now incorporates factors such as maintenance, operational expense, environmental impacts, and social aspects. This evaluation reflects the recognition of the need for a holistic and long-term approach to cost evaluation, which includes environmental and social dimensions. When assessing the life cycle cost of a system, it is important to consider not only the initial acquisition cost, but also the cost associated with facility management and disposal Facility management expenses often become a primary cost over time, and they can be up to 3 times higher than the acquisition cost. Projects should be designed to minimize facility management expenditure, disposal costs, including residual value and the cost of transferring or destroying assets, a future cost that can be challenging to estimate. Overall, a comprehensive life cycle cost analysis provides decision makers with the necessary information to make informed and cost-effective choices when purchasing or replacing a system. It considers both the financial aspect and environmental and social implication, ultimately supporting sustainable decision making.
Now, we will look at the cost estimation approach in life cycle costing. The first approach is parametric model. Using this model, cost estimations are made based on forecasting a product overall cost or the cost of multiple activities. Second approach is analogous model. This model modifies expense difference between the comparable product and the target product. The last approach is bottom-up estimating, where this approach uses task and work package to build up estimation.
Next is implementation. The global recognition and implementation of life cycle costing LCC across various industry and regions, with a specific focus on Asia and Malaysia. LCC had been widely used as a tool for cost management, sustainability, and decision making. In Malaysia, LCC has found application in evaluating the economic feasibility of infrastructure projects, assessing energy system cost effectiveness, and supporting asset management decisions. The integration of carbon credit with LCC has emerged as a significant approach worldwide, including in Malaysia. Organizations are incorporating carbon credit with their LCC frameworks to account for emission reduction, financial value of incentive sustainable practice. The Malaysian government has introduced policies and incentives to encourage the adoption of sustainable practice and carbon trading scheme. The combination of LCC and carbon credit has strengthened the economic sustainability and environmental impact assessment of organizations globally, including in Malaysia. LCC has been instrumental in evaluating life cycle costs, optimizing resource allocation, and informing decision making in various sectors, such as infrastructure, construction, and asset management. The Malaysian government recognition of LCC importance is reflected in the inclusion of LCC in policy and guidelines related to project evaluation and procurement, emphasizing sustainability development. The history dates back to the 1960s, and it has seen gain traction globally. Several countries, including US, UK, and Australia, have embraced LCC as standard practice for evaluating construction projects. In Asia, Malaysia has recognized the importance of LCC in feasibility study for construction projects, with government agency and industry practitioners incorporating LCC into their evaluation. There have been case study and research paper highlighting successful implementation of benefit of LCC in Malaysia construction industry. Additionally, the US Department of Defense was one of the early adopters of LCC, recognized its significance in the defense industry. LCC methodologies have been developed for procurement objective and cost effectiveness analysis. LCC analysis could have been applied. One case involved a dam burst in Los Frailes, where LCC could have helped evaluate the risk and potential impact of the incident. Another case involved Shell and Greenpeace, where LCC could have provided quantitative data to support the decision-making process and transform conflict into informed discussion. Overall, the statement emphasizes the global and regional significance of LCC, particularly in Asia and Malaysia. It highlights the widespread implementation of LCC in various industries, the integration of carbon credits, and importance of LCC in promoting sustainability, cost effectiveness, and informed decision making.
Whatever we are implementing or doing, there will always have issues that arise. The first issue that arises from life cycle costing is unable to obtaining accurate and reliable cost data, especially for long-term projects. This is due to technological advancement, market fluctuation, and regulatory changes. Besides, misunderstanding of the cash flow to be used will be another issue arise. Most of the company didn't follow the rule of defining cash where they need to exclude depreciation when performing life cycle costing. Other than that, misunderstanding of inflationary effect are also one of the issue arise. Companies need to know the type of inflation because the different inflation has different effect on different sectors. Lastly, they will need to build a team of expertise, such as expertise in engineering, design, finance, and accounting. Because of to build this expertise team, it also brought to time-consuming and costly.
I will talk about methodology, which are our methods in doing research on life cycle costing. We did our research on websites such as Google Scholar, Science Direct, ResearchGate, and UUM Digital Library and found 10 appropriate articles for our project. And these are 5 articles that were majority used in our projects.
So now I'm gonna present to you guys about the discussion of life costing cycle from the arises issue. So in our view, the world must adopt life cycle costing to encourage sustainability practices, wise decision making, and long-term cost reductions. Here are a few arguments in favor of its implementation. First, sustainability. Life cycle costing encourages businesses to think about how their projects and products will affect the environment and society. Organizations can choose more sustainability by integrating aspects like energy use, emissions, waste production, and social responsibility in cost analysis. This all-encompassing strategy helps to promote a circular economy and lessen environmental impact. Second is cost optimization. Cost optimization is a life cycle costing enables businesses to find cost-saving possibilities over a product's or project's whole life cycle. Organizations can identify possible areas for optimization such as better design, material selection, maintenance tactics, and disposal production. Disposal producers. By considering costs beyond the initial acquisitions, long-term cost savings and increased financial performance may result from this. And the third argument is informed decision making. Life cycle costing offers a thorough awareness of the financial ramifications of various solutions. It enables businesses to assess the total cost of ownership and weigh the trade-off between initial expenses and long-term advantage. Decision makers are better equipped with this knowledge to make decisions that are in line with their strategic objective and financial restrictions. While life costing have numerous advantages, there are several problems that might occur when it is put into practice. So here is the following some typical issues with life cycle costing. So first typical issue is uncertainty assumptions. When calculating life cycle assumptions are made regarding future expenditures, including inflation rates, energy costs, maintenance needs, and disposal costs. Their presumption increases uncertainty and may influence how accurate cost estimates are. To make sure that the analysis is correct, is it essential to record and frequently review the assumptions. So the second typical issue is time and resource intensity. So life costing analysis may require a significant investment of time and resources. It entails the compiling data from numerous sources, analyzing it, performing computations, and weighing possible situations. The intricacy and scope of the study can be difficult, particularly when organizations have constrained resources or schedules. So the third typical issue is integration with decision making. Even though life cycle costing offers intensive cost data, it incorporating it into decision-making procedures might be difficult. It's possible that organizations currently have budgeting or procurement processes in place that don't take the life cycle perspective into account. It might be difficult to overcome organization to resistance and include life cycle costing factors into frameworks for making decisions. So, in conclusion, life cycle costing is a useful methodology that considers a project or products over cost over the course of its full life cycle. Life costing offers a thorough understanding of the financial ramifications and sustainability factors related to decision by accounting for all pertinent costs, including acquisitions, operations, maintenance, and disposal. The applications of life cycle costing have several advantages, including cost reduction, better decision making, increased sustainability, and stakeholder involvement. It enables organizations to find chances for cost saving, make educated decisions, lessen their negative environmental effect, and make their choices to their strategy objective and stakeholder expectations. However, issues including data accessibility, unpredictability, complexity, and the requirement for specialized knowledge may come up during the implementation of life cycle costing. To overcome this obstacle, through data collection, precise presumptions, professional judgment, and integration with decision-making processes are needed. Despite this problem, life cycle costing may ultimately prove beneficial in the long run. Organizations can adopt more adopt more sustainable practices, reduce expenses, and reach their social, environmental, and economic goals by considering all aspects of the life cycle. That's all from me. Thank you.